What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the Bleeding Edge beta that took place this last weekend and talk about if it's good or not. I am going to have some gameplay on screen as well as some of the customization. So speaking of customization, there are a fair amount of things that can be customized. You can customize your hoverboard. You can change your emotes, you can add stickers to your hoverboard, you can change the color of your hoverboard, and you can add trails to your hoverboard. So they gave a pretty good selection there. There are skins, but they have not been added to the game yet. In the beta, we had access to 11 fighters with an additional one coming at launch, but we haven't seen anything on that particular character yet. Currently there are 3 tanks, 5 DPS, and 3 support characters. So far every character feels pretty unique. I never felt like one seemed to feel like too much of the other or anything like that. You have characters that excel in crowd control, group healing, stealth. Buttercup is a good example of a character who is very good at peeling players off of other players. And you'll see some of that here in the video. I don't want to dive too far into it because I am going to be doing some videos post-launch. So one thing, a lot of people seem to have this misconception that this game is an Overwatch clone, or it is very similar to Overwatch, and I don't really think that is accurate at all, really. The game started as a MOBA and it later evolved into what we have now. So if you're looking for another Overwatch, this ain't it. Most of the characters are completely melee focused. Some have a ranged skill. So, like, Damon has a ninja star that will slow characters as they're running. Or Miko has a freeze skill that's ranged. The range on most of the skills aren't too crazy, but I believe they can be modified with the mods that you can equip to your character. If I had to, like, compare it to anything, it feels a little bit like Devil May Cry mixed with Smite, as far as like individual character combat feels. I also want to talk about the mods and like the kind of changes they can do. One of the ones for Zero Cool increased his basic attack, but in order to take that, like, you have to sacrifice something. You can only have 3 mods equipped at a time. Another good example was Gizmo has like a mod that can increase the radius of her grenade. But you would be giving up, say, an attack bonus to like your ultimate or something along those lines. The game is very, very, very teamwork based. It's not a 1v1 game. You can tell it was built around 4v4, and I really hope they stick to their guns on that, honestly, because I know a lot of people complain that like it felt you had to stick together as a team, and I'm completely okay with that. I think it makes sense. The current modes that were available in the beta were a domination-like mode. Just your simple capture the point, the points rotated, and different ones opened at different times. And there was a mode where you would collect cores that spawned on the map, and you would take those cores to a deposit point when it opened. You didn't want to stack up too many because if you were killed while holding them all, you would just lose them, and they would go to the enemy team. So I ran into some frame rate issues on Xbox. This wasn't an issue on PC, even though I don't have a great PC. It seemed to run fine on like a slightly lower end gaming PC. I know some players did experience disconnects their first day, but it seemed to clear up throughout the weekend. So I don't really think that's going to be too much of an issue. The frame rate issue has to be fixed though. It happens enough that it hurts the gameplay on Xbox. But this build, for all I know, could be 3 months old, which happens a lot of the time with betas. So this may be like a non-issue now in whatever build they have. But what most of you want to know is the game good? I love the game. I was in the closed alphas, or technical alphas, I guess is what they were calling them. And I really enjoyed it then. I really enjoy it now. I think it's a bit better than it was in the technical alpha. But I don't think it's a game that's for everyone. And if you're looking for something like Overwatch, this is not really going to be something that kind of fills that gap, I feel like. But good news, it's on Game Pass. So if you have PC Game Pass or Xbox Game Pass, you'll be able to try it out. If you don't have it, why not get it? It's pretty cheap and it comes with like 200 games. So if it ends up not being your sort of game, you've got 200 other games to play. Things I would like to see is more characters added, more modes. I'd really like to see a MOBA inspired mode. I think that it would work really well with the team sizes and the characters. I really want to see some ranked play because that restricts the amount of characters per type. Like I'd like to see a ranked play where we can have forced 1 tank, forced 1 healer, and then the forced 1 DPS, and the fourth one can be whatever you want. But right now, a big issue I ran into was people just wanting to roll nothing but damage dealers. They didn't want to play a tank. They didn't want to play a healer. And that really, really, really hurts the team. Another issue they need to address is AFKers. That was something that I ran into in the beta a lot, where people would just sit in the spawn if we were losing. And that just makes things worse, because it's a game where I feel like if you manage to get coordinated with your team, even halfway into the match, you can turn it around. But that's probably going to be it for today. I don't want to dive too much into this. I have some videos coming out when the game launches where I'm going to dive into the customization, into individual characters, and how the game actually is at launch, and if there is anything that needs to be changed or added, since we still don't know some of that stuff. But if you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that subscribe, turn on notification, as there will be more videos coming in the future. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all have a good one.